Hello peeps and welcome back to Terrafirmacraft. I've done some work off camera, did a little more exploring. I went ahead and got the cows home. Wasn't any real big deal after I got the undead problem taken care of, which was basically just waiting for him to fry in the daylight. Also got a random pig and brought him home. I did run into some trouble getting them across the water. You can kind of see over here. Let me head over to the river over here. The deer have been migrating closer to my house. I'm going to do something about that soon. But you can see I did kind of put a footbridge in across the river here. It's just made out of thatch. It's nothing fancy or pretty looking. Because I wanted to save my artistic side for actually building a house, which I have done off camera. It's nothing great, but I think it looks decent for not having any glass or anything. The walls are made out of white cedar with oak, or not oak, willow on the sides here. I've got willow planks for the windows. Just a regular door here. Inside, I've got hickory planks as my flooring. I took all of the smooth gabbro that I cut out of the boulder that was in the middle of my yard, and I built a fireplace out of it so that I can have a fireplace down without having to worry about lighting anything on fire. I did make a bed. Way off to the east, while I was doing some exploring, I found a couple of sheep. Rather than lead them home, I just cut the wool off of them and then made a bed. Let me turn any eye on real quick so I can show you that process. A bed is basically 3 wool cloth on top of 3 of any type of plank. The wool cloth is made out of wool yarn. And the wool yarn you get from spinning wool with a spindle. And the spindle is just a spindle head and a stick. This thing I made earlier, you make it in a pit kiln. It's just a piece of clay on top of a stick. And then I also have over here a food preparation area that has some bowls in it that I can use to make meals now. Nice log pile next to my gabbro here. So there's a couple of things that I want to do this episode. The first thing, and yeah, some of my bushes are starting to grow, and the winter green is starting to come in, which means we need to start preparing for winter. It's getting into late autumn, early autumn. You can see my protein and my dairy bars are totally depleted. Well, one of those things I'm hoping to take care of fairly soon using this cow over here. Not that cow, that cow. The one with the udder. Which, by the way, is a pregnant cow because I bred them. So, I'll be having a little cow at some point. Let's go ahead and sleep through the night before I demonstrate, or before I start doing anything for the day, and show you the other stuff that I went and got. Found some more veggies, got peppers, got carrots, got some peaches off a peach tree. I picked up some wintergreen on the way back. Alright. Let's come out here. Let's have some carrots. Get the morning started. Come over here and grab some water. One of the things that I found while I was out exploring out to the east is a bunch of bituminous coal. And I might take you guys out there either this episode or next and show you where the coal vein is, because there's a lot of other stuff there that I want to take advantage of. Most notably, there is a bunch of hematite out there, and I want to try and track it down. No, not hematite, magnetite. But the other things that I want to do this episode is I want to get a forge going so that I can, make more torches more quickly. We're going to use some of the smooth gabbro for that. I want to get a quern so that I can start processing my grains into bread, because that doubles your volume. And I want to try my hand at making some cheese. So we're going to start with the cheese, I think, because that's a two-part process. The first thing I need is I'm going to need my saw. And I'm going to need some logs. I'm going to use hickory. And we're going to break these hickory logs down into some hickory planks. And then we're going to make ourselves a few hickory barrels. I'm actually going to make... yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make 6 of them. Now, is this going to work? Because the other day I tried making hickory doors. See, I tried making a hickory door last night, and it wasn't friggin' working. I don't know why. I wanted a hickory door to begin with, not this stupid wooden door. Because I just like the way the hickory door looks. There, doesn't that look better? Okay, we're going to go ahead and put some barrels down over here. We're going to come get this one too. Do I have my axe on me? No. Axe. Barrel. Hell, there it is. Alright. I'm not sure I like that. Oh well. We'll deal. I got a bucket. And I got a noisy cat in the background. What else is new? We're going to go ahead and scoop up some water in this bucket. And we're going to put the water in here. And the way I'm doing this is going to take a few more trips. Would actually probably be best if I have at least one more bucket. So let's go ahead and make some more willow planks. Make ourselves a bucket. Now we can scoop up some more of this fresh water. I probably should have this stuff closer to my house, or closer. I should have the barrel closer to the pond, but I don't really care. Okay, we got that nice and full of water. Now I need to get some grain of some sort. And all of my grain, I think, is in these ceramic vessels. Yes. Oats, wheats, barley, and rye. Let's see, what do I have the most of? I have the most barley. So we're going to try with some barley here. Need to clean up a little bit of room. And then I need to make myself a knife. I am swimming in limestone now because the bituminous coal veins that I found were in limestone. And we're going to cut the decay off of the barley. We're going to try putting the barley into the water here and sealing it. And then we wait 12 in-game hours, and when we come back, this should be alcohol of some sort. Now, I think only rum is activated right now. I don't think you have to have sugar to make rum. I think any type of grain will work for it right now, and it kind of defaults all alcohol to rum. But we'll find out. What I really need to do is make a few more chests. Holy crap. I'm just so out of inventory space all the time. Okay, we're going to keep the bucket on me. I've got 2 more hickory barrels. Not sure where I got them from. Oh, because I made 6 of them. Okay. Oak barrel. Whatever. Must default all barrels to oak. Put the door away. We're going to put all of this limestone away. And we're going to take some of the smooth gabbro. We're going to need a stick. And I should have a couple of pieces of raw rhyolite around here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Now, in order to make a quern, we have to have 3 pieces of any sort of smooth stone, which we have. We have smooth gabbro. That's going to get us our quern base, and then to make the quern head, it requires 1 piece of raw stone and a stick. Oh, it's 3 pieces of raw stone and a stick. Okay, that's fine. We'll just have to come over here and get ourselves some raw stone out of another one of these boulders that's nearby. Getting raw stone is kind of a pain in the ass. Basically, it requires you to isolate a piece of stone from all of its neighbors. So when I break this piece of stone here, this will become a piece of raw stone because it's not connected to anything else. You might wonder why that hasn't turned into raw stone yet. Well, it's still connected from the bottom. So as soon as I break this one, now it's raw stone. Now, I don't think all of the raw stone has to be the same type. Could be wrong. Thankfully, it's easy to get one more. So we'll do some of that, we'll do some of that. That's going to get us our handstone. And with our handstone, we can put our quern and our handstone down, and we can start getting us some dough to make some bread. I'm going to go ahead and put my quern down inside next to my food preparation area. And then I still have the ceramic vessel with all of the types of grain on me. So we're going to get all of our grains out. We're going to treat them with a little bit of knife action. And we're going to process them in the quern. There we go, wheat flour. And we got oat flour. And we're going to have some rye flour. And you might notice that the stone is actually taking some damage. Not very fast, but it is. If we get a bucket of water and combine it with our flour, we get dough. And we also get double the amount of dough. So right now we have 54.82 ounces of wheat flour. This is going to get us 109.64 ounces of wheat dough. And to my understanding, you actually can use this stuff now. It doesn't crash you if you try to use it as an item while it's raw, but I don't think it actually does anything. Let's get ourselves a hickory log. We'll go ahead and stoke the flames. And we're going to cook up our dough. There we go, some nice rye bread. And we got some wheat bread. And we'll get some oat bread too. There we go. Now let's go ahead and cook ourselves a meal. We're going to make a meal out of wheat bread with some bell peppers and some carrots and a little bit of wintergreen for a garnish, I think. That's going to give us a terrible tasting meal. Awesome. Well, even a terrible tasting meal can be made palatable by heating it. Actually, this one can't. Amazing. Still tastes terrible. Oh well, we're gonna eat it anyway. There we go. And we'll put the bowl back as soon as I figure out what the hell happened to it. It kind of vanished out of my inventory. Don't tell me you actually eat the bowl. Whatever. The other breads I'm going to put back in my ceramic vessel. And I'm going to put them down here. I need to make myself an actual larder. Start getting ready for the winter. Alright. We should have had enough time for this to do something. So if we take a look at this, it's still water. So why didn't the barley grain do anything? Does it have to be full? Does it have to be ground up? I don't know. I know there's some more raw grains out this way, so we'll try this again. As soon as I find some wild grain. So I'm not even sure sugar exists anymore. But I know I saw some wild grain out here. The question is, or the problem is, I don't know exactly how far. I could just be entirely barking up the wrong tree and you have to brew fruit in order to get rum. I don't know. Regardless, the entire point behind this exercise is I want to try and get alcohol. Not so that I can drink it, although I do love me a good beer. I want to get alcohol because if you process alcohol, what is that, limestone? Yeah. If you process alcohol in a barrel again, you get vinegar. And if you combine vinegar with milk, you get cheese, which is the only source of dairy nutrition in the game. You can't just drink milk. I don't know why, but you can't just drink milk. Come on. I've walked past this stuff like 8 or 9 times now. Between various comings and goings. But the one time I actually go looking for it to find it and bring it home, nope, no luck. Can't find it anywhere. Oh well, if I can't find this, what I may end up doing is just looking for these grains and stuff off camera. What is this? That's bituminous coal, just on the surface, hanging out in the middle of nowhere, in a frickin' rock. And a large amount of it, too. I might have to come back here and get this later. Yeah, I'm gonna mark this. There we go. Now we got that marked. There's some more berries over here. That's strawberries. I might just change gears, go back home, and start working on the forge. Now, one thing that I did find while I was out and about, ooh, there's a fruit tree up there. Oh, that's a creeper there. Thank you, smart moving. Bit of trivia. Creepers who light their fuses at night light up the area like a torch with dynamic lighting on. It's kind of awesome and scary at the same time. Okay, this is going to annoy the crap out of me. Mushrooms? Is this an open field over here? Yeah, this is an open field. This is where I found the carrots, though. I'm pretty sure there were no other grains out here. Well, damn. And it's getting late in the day. We need to head back home. As it is, we may have derped around too long. Let's go ahead and switch our marker to home. There's the malachite over there. Trying to run across the ground is always interesting with my cats trying to get my keyboard. Isn't it enough that you guys have eaten 5 of my headsets in the last 5 months? Now you're after my keyboard? What did I ever do to you? It's not like I don't feed you. Shit, you guys eat better than I do. That's a pepper plant, I think. It's either pepper or tomatoes. Either way, it does us no good. Wish there was something you could do with pumpkins. Alright, so we'll head home, which is right over this ridge. And then I think in the morning, I'm going to take a look around the general area around my house, see if I can find... What all do I have on me? Maize. Soybeans. I need to get some protein in my diet. Cabbage, garlic. Meow. 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 Okay. We'll go ahead and sleep. And we're going to take out the carrots, the bell peppers, and everything. I need to... Actually, you don't have to undecay your food if you're going to eat it. As disgusting as it sounds, it kind of gets undecayed while you're eating it. You kind of, I guess, nibble off the bad parts. So we got wheat bread. Actually, I want the bread to be down here. I want protein to be the main part of the meal, and I want vegetables to be the rest. Taste? Terrible. Oh well. One of these days I'll get better at cooking. Let's try swapping out the cabbage for some garlic. Taste? Terrible. Now it is actually increasing the decay because it's using up the good parts and leaving the bad parts, I think. Whereas if I were to just take this out and nibble on it, taste is still terrible. It looks like you eat the bowl and all, huh? Okay, we'll keep that. And we'll just leave that stuff there. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a forge. Now, I don't want to do it right next to my house. I think I might actually put it over here. Like, kind of have it into the ground here. Or wait, do I want to have it in the ground, or do I want to have it kind of sticking up so it looks cool? I think I kind of want to have it sticking up. Like, have it up in the air. So, put like something there. No, I don't like that. I want to have at least the bottom part of it embedded. Now, an absolute minimist forge can be done with 5 blocks of just raw stone or cobblestone. It doesn't have to be smooth stone, it doesn't have to be anything special. This will make a basic elementary forge. Now, I'm actually going to go ahead, I think, and countersink the whole thing into the ground. There we go. Now, you take some of this coal, and you actually... Do you actually have to place this now? Or do you throw the coal in? Because it used to be you threw it in, and then you tried to light it. But I don't know if that's how you do it anymore. I think you might actually have to have charcoal to make this work now. Just throw a whole assload of charcoal in there. Yeah, I think you actually have to have charcoal to make this work now. At least to get it started. So, we need to make a basic charcoal pit. Now, I'm not going to go crazy with the charcoal pit to start. I'm just going to do a very small one. We'll need this dirt. We need to get as much inventory space cleared as we possibly can. So I'm going to go ahead and put my fruits and stuff in there. I'm going to put my coal in there, the ladders, the knife, this knife too. We'll keep the water jug. I actually want to keep the foods on me. And we're going to do just a very small, very basic charcoal pit right here. We're just going to do... What time? How much time? 31 minutes? Yeah, we should have enough time to do just a basic charcoal pit. So, what we need to do is we need to place some logs in here. Now, you don't have to fill these. It does help. The more wood you have in these, the more charcoal you will get out of the pit. So we do want to fill this as much as we possibly can. At least the bottom layer. That'll be good. And then we're going to take our axe around and we're going to chop down a few more willow trees, I think. There's some trees over here that I was deforesting, de-leafing to get sticks. May as well chop them down. I love willow trees for charcoal. Because one tree gave me almost 2 stacks of wood. And willows are renewable. Whereas your charcoal forest trees, your kapok and your gigantic firs or whatever they are, they're not renewable. You can never get saplings from those. So if you can settle in an area that has willow, you're pretty much set for life. All you have to do is keep replanting. And I already have a bunch of saplings, which is why I'm not bothering to try and get saplings off of these before I break the tree. I will probably in the near future want to start replanting a willow forest so that I can go through and just gather tons and tons and tons of wood all in one shot. That ought to be enough to get us a entry-level charcoal pit going. We don't need a whole lot. We're mostly just after enough to do our first forge now. I think I may even have enough time to get this laid out. You can see our trees have grown a little bit. We are going to need a few sticks. We need a fire starter. So we'll go ahead and make another one of them. And in the middle here, we need to put a fire pit. Just like that. Now, the bottom ones here actually do have to be full. I'd forgotten about that. So we're going to fill these up with willow. Because if they're not full, you can't stack anything on top of them. You need to be able to stack another layer on top, like this. We're going to fill these up as much as we can. Again, we're not after perfection. We do need to save at least one piece. And we're actually going to want a few more logs. So I'm going to come back here and cut down a few ash. There we go. I'm going to fill this fire pit with ash logs. Just like that. We're going to take this dirt that I've got in my inventory, along with some more from in here, and we are going to fill in the area around this. Like that. We're also going to put some in the corners like that. We can't put any right here or it's going to fall in on our fire pit and it's going to cause some pretty major problems. Now, from here we have to be pretty quick, because what we're going to do is we're going to light this, we're going to place that, we're going to fill that, and we're going to put down our dirt over top of it, like that. This is now a functioning charcoal pit. Now, with Optifine, I don't think you can see the smoke, but this should produce charcoal for us. We're going to come in here and go to sleep. I'm going to grab a drink because we are just about dying of thirst. I'm going to try replacing the garlic with some carrots. Still tasting terrible. Now, that charcoal pit is not going to be ready immediately. We're probably going to have to wait most of this day in order for that charcoal pit to be done. It is going to make the episode run a little bit long, but I want that charcoal pit done before I end this episode. So I figure it's been a few days since I've done an episode. I may as well run a little long. Matter of fact, I think while that charcoal pit runs, we're going to take a look around the area and we're going to see if we can find that other grain that I'm missing. We'll take a peek over the hill to the south. I'm pretty sure charcoal pits are a function of time. Oh, derp. Look at this. Bunch of rye right over the corner. Okay, that only got us 84 ounces of rye, though. And I'm wondering if you have to grind it down into an actual grain, like into a flour. I wouldn't imagine you'd have to grind it into a flour. I would think just soaking the grain would be enough. I mean, real booze is usually made out of sprouted grain. You don't grind it down into flour. No, that's clay flour out there. This is turning into an epic adventure just to get some fucking cheese. At least it doesn't make you do cheese the way you really have to do cheese. Because real cheese is made out of rennet, which is usually derived from animal stomachs. At least you don't have to do that. This is barley. I already had some barley on me, so let's go ahead and process this barley. Grab a couple rocks. This is nice. I'll have to remember that. Nice is one of the rock types I was looking for. I know I have knives at home, but you can really never have too many knives. Okay, and we'll cut the decay off of this one. We'll combine these two. That's going to get us 123 ounces of barley. Still not quite enough, I think. I imagine it's going to take a full 160 ounces. I'll have to take a look on the forums and everything. See how it works. Yes, I know. Oh, Dagger just said he's going to go look at the forums. What a cheater. You try doing anything in Terrafirmacraft without a wiki. I dare you to try and get red steel without looking at a wiki in this game. Hey, we got more rye. Make ourselves some good rye whiskey. There we go. Now we got 160 ounces of grain. We got ourselves 160 ounces of rye grain. We're going to go seal this in a barrel and see if we get some, well, rum. There we go. How we doing, charcoal pit? I really wish there was some indication as to whether these things were done or not. I normally, beyond the first charcoal pit, I normally build a small building that I use to make my charcoal. And that has a door, so I can easily see whether it's still going or not. But for the first charcoal pit, it can be kind of difficult. I think it's an 18-hour process, so it may not be done until about when I would go to bed. And it's just a little afternoon here. So I'm figuring what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to wait until it's nightfall, go to sleep, wake up in the morning. Oh, never mind. Charcoal pit's done. Alright. Let's dig ourselves out some charcoal. We actually got a very not bad amount of it to start out. Of course, this is only scratching the bucket for what we're going to need for processing iron. And iron you can't use coal for. It has to be charcoal. Coal has too many sulfuric impurities. And let me tell you, this is a lot nicer than back in the old days. Ouch! In the first version of Terrafirmacraft, when you made a charcoal pit, the charcoal actually exploded out of the central fire pit when it was done. So if you built a large fire pit, you would have thousands and thousands of entities exploding out the center pit all at once. It made a huge mess. It caused people's computers to just lag to crap. This way is much better. Okay. Now, with charcoal in hand, we should be able to place a bed of charcoal. And with this, we should be able to light it with a fire starter. Now we have a forge. And the forge can operate either on coal or charcoal. So it's better to use coal if you have a ready source of it, which we do. But this allows you to cook up to 5 things at once. It allows you to make up to 10 torches at a time. And if you are lucky enough to find both graphite and kaolinite, which I found kaolinite, I haven't found any graphite yet. But if you're lucky enough to find both, you can make a crucible, which allows you to process large amounts of ore all at once, get more precise blending for your alloys, and they're also required to start the iron making process. So we're definitely, well, to start the steel making process, not iron. So we're definitely going to need some of that at some point here. For right now, let's go ahead and make ourselves just a few torches. And I'm going to put 4 pieces of dirt on the side here, because otherwise it's going to want to flood the entire thing with sticks or charcoal every time I click this. We're going to go ahead and just take the coal out now. We don't need to be wasting coal. How's this barrel doing? Still sealed. We'll just grab some berries. Top off our hunger. Then we'll eat the rest of our terrible tasting meal in the morning. Go ahead and light that now. We'll go to bed. And we should wake up to a nice hot meal. Because fire pits do not go by time elapsed. They still go by total. Or they go by actual time elapsed, not game time elapsed. This barrel is still full of fricking water. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, but I will figure it out off camera, and then next episode we will come back, we'll make some vinegar, we'll make some cheese, and I'm going to do a little bit of exploring around and hopefully find a couple more resources so we can start doing some other cool stuff. I think I'm also going to go mine some copper and some tin, make myself some more bronze, because we're going to need quite a bit of bronze in order to complete everything that we need for the first stage of this game and start working towards the Iron Age. So, hopefully you guys will come join me for that. That should be up within a day or two now that I've got a decently working headset again. This has been Night Dagger with episode 4 of Terrafirmacraft. Hope you guys are enjoying the series. Catch you later, peeps.